And welcome to the last edition of the ETBU Sportsnet Coaches Show, sponsored by Hometown Tire for the football season, as we're here with head football coach Brian Mayper after a great victory over Louisiana College, 31-7. So, Coach, welcome to your final show of the year until 2020.
Oh yeah, it's good to be here.
So, Coach, let's just jump right into it. A great way to end the season. Go to Louisiana College, you keep the claw. More of a defensive battle for you guys, dominating them, and defense had several turnovers, one score on it, and you guys pull away for the 31-7 win and finish 6-4 on the year. Talk about the game there in Pineville.
Well, we obviously walked in a pretty hostile environment.
Yes.
We had to overcome a lot of talking and so forth and so on, but I think our guys handled themselves really well. I was impressed with the class we had there, the discipline not to talk back, and not to get sucked in. Usually in those type of deals when guys are just trying to find any way to get a victory, you get sucked into that, and our guys did a great job. I mean, kind of stood up and let all their action show on the field. So I was proud of the way we handled ourselves. We definitely honored God in our words and our actions. So it was a great team victory out there.
Yeah, we were over there doing the stats and broadcasting it, and noticed that they had over 200 yards of penalties, 4 or 5 unsportsmanlike conducts. They almost had as much penalties as they did total offense. And I was really proud of the guys, like you said, not jawing, not going back against them. I mean, going on their sideline and other guys pushing them around and not reacting. So, I mean, that shows a lot of character on your team and what they did in that environment. So, defensively, you guys had a great day. James Wright IV had a couple sacks. Drew Brewster recovered the fumble in the end zone, a couple interceptions. Just talk about how the defense dominated this game.
So, I mean, Coach Rue and the defensive staff did a great job of getting our guys in the right position, and then they locked in. We focused, is what we didn't do the week before. I thought we played hard against Hardin Simmons, but we weren't locked in on assignments where we were supposed to be, missing tackles. And then we go into LC, and everything was clicking. I mean, they know exactly where they're supposed to be. Probably had a few more interceptions. I thought I hadn't watched the film on it, but I think Sebastian Charles had a pick on the sideline, and one guy rolled it a catch, one guy didn't.
Yeah.
So they did a super job. I mean, we were able to get some other guys in there. We put our 2s in and some 3s in as we got into the fourth quarter when we were up by 3 scores, I think.
Yeah.
And they stepped in and did a great job. So it was a great effort defensively. We kind of stalled a little bit offensively, and of course, offensive guys, they always want to go for it on fourth down, and we end up quarterback punting, and Baga hadn't done a great job at that.
Yeah.
We got him pinned on the 1-yard line or 2-yard line. Then that's when we got the safety and the touchdown. So that ended up being a good decision. Usually it's kind of a gut feel whether you go for it or not. We've gone for it a few times, and it's put the defense in a good position to score, and I was hoping for a safety, but I'll take the touchdown.
Take the touchdown any day, yes. Another thing that ETBU did is part of a rivalry. You do come together to help each other, and ETBU did blessing boxes for Louisiana College. Talk about the boxes that you took over and gave to them before the game to help them out with their community food drive.
Oh, yeah. Several staff members, athletic staff, and staff on campus helped box up all the goods, and our guys helped unload everything, and had I think about 13 boxes, 12 by 24, maybe a little bit bigger, of quite a few food items, and they were very appreciative. Probably brought in as many items as was brought over by their fans.
Right.
So it's not just for our area here. We're called as Christians to help out anywhere we go, and that was an opportunity to help out over there. And I think some of our fans also brought food over there, so it was a good thing, good cause.
Yeah, it always is to help other people out. So transitioning now to looking back on your second year here, second winning season in a row for you. You're only the second coach to do that behind Ralph Harris. 5 straight winning seasons for ETBU. Looking back on this year, 6-4, what do you have to look back on and say, hey, we did some great stuff this year at ETBU?
You always take a step forward because last year's guys, they were just stuck with the new coach. This year, seniors, we end up having 6 that finished up, and they had a decision to make. Mostly, you probably stay where you're at, but a couple have options, either graduating or moving on, and they decided to stick it out, and they did a super job. So, we're blessed to have those guys, and it was an honor to be able to coach them for 2 years. I mean, super individuals, and they worked really hard as a team to achieve what we wanted to achieve. But I think we made a lot of strides. That was a big thing, coming together as a team and rallying behind each other, because there were some times that we had some pretty tough situations and dealing with all the injuries. I mean, I've never been through a season where we've had this many injuries. 2 starting safeties that were seniors, and we're going to have an entire senior secondary, and they were out first game and second game. Had linebackers injured. I think our D-line stayed healthy for the most part, but then offensive line, I mean, we never had the same guys each week, which is pretty tough to keep that type of continuity, and had to move guards to tackles to guards, just moving guys different places just to be able to be competitive in a game. And a lot of people don't understand that, but it hinders you a little bit, especially teams that are healthy. Running back, obviously, everybody knows we missed J-Rob. One game because of a rib injury, but he came back and fought hard this last game. Baca stayed relatively healthy, but he was kind of banged up for 2 or 3 games, and then I guess receivers were kind of the one spot that we stayed kind of healthy across. But it was a trying year, and just having young guys step up. I mean, I couldn't tell you the number of freshmen we had that contributed in major roles, and that did a tremendous job. And look at the 2 secondary guys. Going blank right now. KJ and
Pike.
Zach Pike.
Yeah.
I mean, you talk about guys that. One was a receiver when he first got here, and the other one was just running a scout team. The next thing you know, they're thrusted into starting roles and did a tremendous job. I mean, I'm really excited to see what's going to happen in the future. But, we're moving in the right direction. There's a few things we need to adjust as far as I guess our intensity, physicality. That's one thing we want to improve on, but we definitely moved in the right direction and excited about it. We have 17 seniors coming back for next year, so 17 going to be seniors, which is a big number. And that's where you start building it. Then those guys kind of had a chance to decide whether they wanted to stay here or not. We're here, and we lost a couple of those guys, but 17 is a pretty good class. And then our next year to be juniors, we're at 33 juniors, and I think most of those guys will be back. But I mean, you have a class of 30. You start building something. And then our freshman class, right now I think we're in the mid-40s or so. So ideally, like to keep everyone. But I mean, once there's some continuity and guys moving in the same direction, we start to build what we've our vision of where we want to be.
Yeah, and with that, it's safe to say with 5 straight winning seasons now that ETBU is a top-tier team in the American Southwest Conference. I mean, we finished 4th this year, 3rd last year, and from those top 4 teams, very, very hard teams to play. So looking at it, heading into your 3rd year, what else do we have to sell to the recruits? Facilities, what you guys are doing. Tell a little about what was improved on this year to continue to build ETBU to be in that top tier and moving forward.
Oh yeah, I mean, from top to bottom, at this level, there's no comparison in my mind. Our facilities are incredible. We're always looking to improve it. It's probably the prettiest campus. I don't know if I'm going to go ahead and jump out there, but probably the prettiest campus in Texas, and probably one of the top in the nation. You just walk around, it's a beautiful campus. Our facilities are top notched. I think we talked about it last time. Our softball complex was last year was named top Division III facility in the nation. We added football-wise our team theater, which is incredible. I mean, it's a Division I meeting place, and it's good for football, obviously, for team meetings, but then also bringing in speakers. I mean, different speakers football-wise. I know we talked about Dot Richardson coming in for softball, and different people will use it. I know soccer plans on using it for some of their activities, but it's something that everybody's allowed to use.
Yeah.
Again, just trying to improve things. The locker rooms were improved 5 years ago. There's just not a comparison. The gear we give our guys, that's one thing we talk about our guys, what they like and dislike, and several of them commented it's better than any Division II. A few of our transfers, and probably one of the best in the nation is getting gear. And I know guys like wearing gear, and we like having them wear it as they go travel around. So you see the Texas Tiger. Our brand is awesome. So it's great to see that out there too.
Yeah, and another thing that you guys like to do is bring in speakers this year. Talk about briefly just some of the speakers you brought in, from the guy that wrote the Bean book and some of the military people that spoke to you guys on the road, your speakers on the road. Kind of talk about who you find to help also pour into your guys.
It's just opportunity that comes about. I'd read the coffee bean story, and I actually gave a speech about it before, and had the opportunity to get him to come over here. There's a connection inside Marshall, and they were coming. And I don't think any Division III school in the nation has had the coffee bean guy talk. What a tremendous story that he has and a message that he gives. So that was incredible. Obviously looking for different things as we go traveling. So we're in Killeen. Obviously Fort Hood is there, one of the top Army bases in the nation, probably one of the biggest it might be. And we had a connection with some guys that were able to get some guys to come over there and speak that played at West Point, played for Army, and just what they did as a team to transform from having all those losing seasons to they were the first group that won the Commander's Cup, Commander-in-Chief Cup, and go from 1 and something to 10 and something and being bowl eligible. So stuff like that. We've had Keith Davis in the past. Keith does a lot of ministry throughout high schools about character, but his main thing is sharing the gospel. And Keith played for the Giants. I've had Keith speak different places I've been. Does a tremendous job, and he came and spoke to our guys. We had a guy break a bat over his forehead or back. I can't remember which one it was. I've seen him do both. That was incredible. Just different things that motivate guys, different guys that have some type of connection to our guys that they can relate to. It's been really good, and we've been fortunate to have those guys come in and speak.
Yeah, it's just not about football here. There's a lot more that goes into it than just football. It's building up the players, getting them a great education, mentoring them, and pouring into their lives. So, Coach, congratulations on the season. Great things you're doing with your players and your teams moving forward. We're looking forward to next year and how the program's going to keep moving and moving up into the top tier there in the American Southwest Conference. So I want to thank everybody for watching here on the ETV Sportsnet this year. Check back in 2020 next year as we'll talk more football with head coach Brian Mayper. Thanks for watching. This was brought to you by Hometown Tire here in Marshall, Texas. I'm Adam P. Ledyard. Until next year, we'll see you later.